Well, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us right here on K24 Evening Edition. Of course, tonight we have updates on you. At the very top of that list, we have a statement still existent in issues pertaining to the return to work formula that is being demanded by university lecturers, seeing to it that this will continue up until their demands are actually looked into. We have this and other stories making headlines tonight. First things first, let's have a look at what is shaping news. A standoff between MPs and governors, and it's all about the money.
The issue at hand is never now about the numbers, it's about the politics in the National Assembly and the case in court about RMLF.
MPs demand the road maintenance levy fund case dropped for counties to get their cut. Students staring at a longer time away from classes, lecturers maintain strike position. Disagreement over return to work formula funds continues.
Strike continues unabated. Let nobody threaten you. Those ones I will wipe just by one sentence.
And deaths on the roads rise sharply. Fatal road crashes top 3,000 ahead of the festive season.
Wanaoongoza ni wale wanaotembea kwa miguu, ile tunaita pedestrians. Na ni kwamba hii idadi inakuwa kubwa kwa sababu hawa ni watu wanagongwa kila siku.
Plus,
a trunk of 54 kilometers of sewer that we are going to construct to make sure that all the sewer that is now going into the river, we put it in the sewer line and deliver it in the right place.
Setting aside political differences for Nairobi River, President William Ruto hosts members of parliament from Nairobi County at State House. K24 Evening Edition begins right now. I'm Alan Owino. Our sign language interpreter for this session is Clement Muli. Now, the politics surrounding the control of 10.5 billion shillings road maintenance levy fund stands between the equitable revenue share to the devolved units. MPs are recommending for the reduction of the equitable revenue share from 400 to 380 billion shillings to counter a recommendation by the Council of Governors to take the road maintenance levy from the control of the legislators. David Kagina with more on the power plays that could see counties starved of cash.
Stalemate continues to ensue in the 18-member Senate committee mandated with the task to determine the amount of revenue that should be allocated to the counties from the exchequer. The MPs are recommending the reduction of the amount to 380 billion shillings from 400 billion. Many see this as a retaliatory move by the MPs to punish the governors who are in court seeking to take charge of the 10.5 billion road maintenance levy, which is currently domiciled at the constituency level.
So the issue at hand is never now about the numbers, it's about the politics in the National Assembly and the case in court about RMLF.
The issue pending in the High Court following a suit filed by the Council of Governors. Justice Lawrence Mogambi froze the 10.5 billion shillings road maintenance levy until the county boss's case is heard undetermined, and further suspended the National Assembly's decision in August not to recognize governors as beneficiaries of the funds managed by the Kenya Roads Board. Members of the National Assembly in the committee co-chaired by Kiharo MP Ndende Nyoro and Mandera Senator Ali Roba are demanding that COG withdraws the case to unlock the deadlock over the funds.
Our brothers and sisters from the Senate, just the same way we would be forthcoming to talk to the executive, please also fight it and find some time to talk with the Council of Governors so that there is some level of consensus.
Go and have a honest conversation with each other, with your governors, as expected under Article 96, and then probably when we convene next week, you can tell us you have made any progress or not.
We don't even know where to begin to start telling them. RMLF has become the condition for DORA to be discussed, and unless you vacate the case in court, nothing is going to happen.
The mediation team will reconvene next week in an effort to unlock the impasse, with devolved units set to face financial strains as the deadlock persists.
So the committees are required to arrive at an agreement within 30 days. If an agreed version of the bill is developed but is rejected in either house, then the consequences are the same as not agreeing within 30 days, which is that the bill is defeated, Chair, which would require that any amendment to the Division of Revenue Act, which is currently the law, would need to be published and reintroduced in either House of Parliament.
David Kagina, K24, Nairobi.
University students are looking at more time away from classes. This after efforts to resolve the ongoing lecturers' strike was thwarted once more after the Interpublic Universities Council Consultative Forum failed to provide documents to the National Assembly Education Committee approving a 4.3 billion shilling offer to the university lecturers in the September return to work formula.
The Interpublic Universities Council Consultative Forum has found itself in a tight spot for a second time once again. The forum found it hard explaining how the government is going to inject 4.3 billion shillings to facilitate resumption of classes. According to the University Academic Staff Union, UASU, the amount was agreed on as a part of the return to work formula in September.
And make sure that those documents...
Appearing before the Julius Mali-led Education Committee, the university dons were dismissed by the MPs over failing to provide a pleasing response as to how the government plans to release the now contentious 4.3 billion shillings figure.
In all these questions we have asked, in all what members are asking, all they are requiring here is a very simple thing, that you confirm that there is this document from government, the giver of money, that I will avail 4.3 billion.
The only funds we communicated is available for implementation of the CBA 2021-2025 was 1.6 billion, whose evidence I've tabled to you.
In light of this development, WASU has instructed their members to keep off lecture halls until the government settles the 9.7 billion shillings as stipulated in the CBA signed in September of 2024.
They have been talking about 4.3 billion, and in our return to work formula, there is nowhere 4.3 billion is mentioned. Last week, Education Parliamentary Committee wanted them to give a committal letter of 4.3. And in their own admission, they are saying that 4.3 was introduced ex post facto. I want to tell our members throughout the country, strike continues unabated. Let nobody threaten you. Those ones I will wipe just by one sentence in a return to work formula.
At the same time, the University of Nairobi has directed its striking lecturers to return to work, with dean and department chairs asked to take daily roll calls and submit the data to the university management. The University Academic Staff Union WASU down their tool on October 29th and are now accusing the government of negating the return to work agreement that saw lecturers call off the strike in September. Ventura Komboka for K24 TV, Nairobi.
Away from that, 13 teachers who were arrested on Monday of alleged examination malpractice at Nyamninia Mixed Secondary School in Game were today arraigned before a Siaya court. The 13, who included the head teacher of the institution, Judy Maloba Wamocho, and her deputy, Patrick Musungu Chamula, appeared before Siaya resident magistrate Jacob Mkala, but did not take plea after the prosecution led by Evans Soita made a miscellaneous application to have them locked in at Yala Police Station for 7 days. According to State Council, the suspects were to be held to help with investigations. The magistrate further ordered that their mobile phones be subjected to forensic audit and ordered that they all report to the investigating officer daily until the investigations will be completed.
Towards granting bail or bond terms in favor of the respondents herein based on the circumstances above. Based on the following reasons, this court orders as follows: that the respondents shall each be admitted to bond of Kenya shillings 100,000 with one surety of similar amount in the alternative cash bail of Kenya shillings 20,000. B, the respondent shall report to the investigating officer every day for a period of 14 days. From today, should they be able to post bond or bail. C, should they fail to post bond or bail, they shall be held at Yala Police Station for a period of 7 days. D, the respondent's cell phones shall be subjected to forensic examination and shall only be released once the IO is satisfied that they shall not be necessary to be used as exhibits. E, The first and the 13th respondent shall only be in school for purposes of administration duties and shall not oversee the examinations. F, all the respondents are barred from contacting any of the students currently undertaking their exams for the period that this matter will be under investigation.
President William Ruto has nominated Ahmed Isaac Hassan as the chairperson of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, among several new key state appointments. The head of state noted that having served as a legal practitioner for over 30 years and serving as the chair of IBC, Hassan's wealth of experience made him the right fit for the position. In other appointments, Charles Orinda Dulo will serve as the country's next ombudsman as the chair of the Commission of Administrative Justice, with former Starehe Member of Parliament Charles Njagwa Kanyi being nominated to serve as a commissioner under the Commission on Administrative Justice. The president also made fresh appointments for nominees to the Salaries and Remunerations Commission, where Sami Chepkwony will serve as the new chairperson. Additionally, Ruto nominated Gerald Nyaoma for the position of second deputy governor at the CBK. Moving on, the cleanup exercise of the Nairobi River will be carried out in a unique way to restore its lost glory. This, according to President William Ruto, who announced that the government plans to build a large sewer track to divert sewage and prevent pollution from entering the river. This initiative aims to elevate Nairobi to the status of a high-class city akin to developed nations. And as Electa Odera reports, the meeting at State House saw MPs aligned to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua attend the meeting.
If the mountain sought to divide, then the river could be bringing the people together again. Two Nairobi County MPs, believed to be former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's allies, attended a meeting at State House, Nairobi, whose agenda was the Nairobi River.
We have done sewer line and clogging about 44 kilometers, sewer line repairs.
Embakasi Central MP Benjamin Gadhiru and Embakasi North MP James Gakuya sat through the meeting chaired by President William Ruto.
Successfully done very well. That involved in this, we have tried to summarize the diesel that we have used, because this is what is supporting because of the tippers at sea.
It was only business at the meeting, with an update on how the clean-up exercise was going on since the formation of the steering committee on the regeneration of the Nairobi River's basin a month ago.
Because this is the face of Kenya. Many people who visit Kenya, the first port of call is the city of Nairobi.
President William Ruto announced that the government plans to build a 54-kilometer sewage trunk to help reduce pollution in the river.
I know several attempts have been made before. Michuki tried and did a good job, but we dropped the ball after Michuki. So this time round, we want to do Nairobi River Commission in a different way.
Speaking after he met the committee led by Margaret Wanjiru at State House, Nairobi, the president revealed plans to widen the river by 20 to 30 meters at various sections.
We need to contain the sewer that currently is going to the Nairobi River. And it's going to be a trunk of 54 kilometers of sewer that we are going to construct to make sure that all the sewer that is now going into the river, we put it in the sewer line and deliver it in the right place.
The committee has reported that since its establishment last month, approximately 20,000 young Kenyans have been employed to clean up the river, with a significant amount of waste collected from the river. Electa Odera, K24 TV.
Well, we take our first break right here on K24 Evening Edition. We'll be back with more updates in a short while.
Have you watched K24? We would love to hear from you. Send us your feedback on what you like and what you don't